Hello everyone and welcome back to the Spearhead Cast with me, Matt. We have a 2v2 for you all here on a 4v4 map from the workshop called Downtown. A very heavy urban map, which I think we've only seen once before. Let's go through the players. It's on the Eastern Front today. Representing the Germans, we have Glanzotür's Infanteriedivision for the Wehrmacht, generally a good choice in urban environments, I think. And we have TKD, the Kettenkrad-Driver, as propaganda tactics for die Waffen-SS. Also a good choice in urban, I think, with the Volkssturm, depending on if they want to go for him. And I cannot select him at the moment, that's weird. That's not allowing me to select them. Well, at least showing me the units. There we go, that's how they do it. No Volkssturm, though. Representing the Soviet... Oh, wait, there's Volkssturm. Representing the Soviets, we have Daddy as tank division for the Soviet Union. That's going to be a little bit cautious, I think, to use in an urban environment, but you do get the assault guards. And then we have Valkoboy, actually, who's not picked anything yet as a commander, but I suppose they'll decide later on. Now, this is a pretty big map for a 2v2, because as I said, this is normally a 4v4 map, but it's not as big as it could be. It just has a lot of buildings. It is an urban map, after all, so I'm going to expect a lot of harsh fighting in the streets. There's a lot of cover strewn around everywhere, so it's very well set up for a mod like Spearhead, I think. Now, the fact it being an urban map is going to be very potent to commanders who don't really use a lot of vehicles, I think. Like propaganda as an example, and infantry for the Germans. So they pick commanders that are very fitting for the map they're going for. We'll see how the Soviet tanks do later on. And we'll keep an eye on whenever Valkoboy picks a commander. Oh, first shots fired. Looks like the conscripts are engaging here with the Storm Pioneers. Up here in the north. Storm Pioneers are holding the flank, but they might need to get into action. But they could be overwhelmed if they get out of position. Oh, Storm Pioneers took some pretty heavy shots there. Looks like the conscripts got a very good angle. Here comes the Storm Grenadiers, but there's Fontoviki coming up. There's Soviets everywhere. Soviets need to get into a good position there. A lot of them are not in cover right now. Could be a problem. They're throwing a grenade. Oh, they cut down one by one. They don't actually get the grenade off. Cut down in the streets. Zappers also hold off the Volkssturm. Looks like access seats at least. Pioneers on the southern flank is getting surrounded here by a Fontoviki. The conscript serving as basically a distraction. Zappers run to the south. The Waffen-SS is securing a little bit more of this part of the town. Very cool looking map though. I'd really like to see like really downtown in the city, basically. So I don't know a lot of maps that are like that. Like an urban combat is not really what Combat Imperials has always been the best at, but I think it can do a little bit better at it right now. It should also do better in Combat Imperials 3, I think. Oh, but looks like the Germans being pushed back from the southern flank. Oh, we have a command choice. What's this? It's Shock. Shock is generally a good choice, I think. Shock is good in most situations. It's a very versatile commander. Good grenade assaults, clearing out the building entirely. So it's taking some quite heavy losses, but Soviets also securing much of the southern flank right now. The Wehrmacht didn't really do that well there. SVT's been handed out here to the Fontoviki. That'll give them some more firepower at all ranges. Very good for these environments, I think. Best because I don't think Fontoviki can get PPS Aegis as tank commander. Doesn't look like it. I guess SVTs are the best option. Fontoviki here being upgraded with PPS Aegis with stick magazines, which is definitely a good choice in this environment. Grenade going out here from the Storm Grenadier. Oh, very good grenade at that. Almost killing them, and then the Volkssturm comes in for the kill. Looks like the Fontoviki will get out of there though. The swords are still spreading out. Some Volks Grenadiers holding up and some Grenadiers inside this church. Doing their best to try and keep the Soviets at bay. Map is somewhat evenly split. More Volkssturm move up to try and get a position. As they're defending their own home city at the moment. This is some late war area in Germany somewhere. Oh, those Volkssturm are not getting out of there, I think. They're gonna get a Brandflasche off. Right in the sappers and killing them. Ooh, that's good. Very good play there. The Volks Grenadiers are moving up on the southern flank here. But they're being shot at quite heavily from that building. And so it's already relocating to a flank from another building. And those Volks Grenadiers are getting out of there. We do have an MG set up here. I think that's an MG42. Very hard to see sometimes. It might be an MG44, who knows. I think it's an MG42 though because of that upgrade. We have some Sturmgewehr on the Volksgrenadiers. Unique upgrade for them if you're playing as Infanterie. The Grenadiers are still holed up in the church. There's only 2 of them left though. SVTs are slowly cutting them down. Volkssturm pushing up here with a grenade. But PPSHs on the Fonteviki getting close. Yeah, that mows down the Volkssturm. Volkssturm also holding over here with some sandbags. Not sure that's a fight they want though, but they will be able to hold them back for a while if they stay at long range. Sturmgewehrs inside the building there. So the Soviets are trying to make some roadblocks. Yeah, Zappa's not going to win that engagement at all, not with Sturmgewehrs. Maxim though. Wait till that's a Maxim. Oh great, going inside the building. Pressing the Volksgrenadiers, but looks like the Sturmgewehrs are still getting some shots in despite losing accuracy, and looks like the Fonteviki loses their will to fight and pull back. Volkssturm moving around with some Sturmgrenadiers. We have a Maxim set up here by the Soviets, but it needs to turn around, I think. Yeah, especially with the Rimsk inside the building. Fonteviki is also nearby. I don't think the Germans won that fight because of the Maxim. And also the Fonteviki getting close. Oh, good time grenade. They think they could time it, but it was a good attempt. It's very hard to judge sometimes. Who will... I think the Sturmgrenadier is actually going to win that. No, never mind. That's very close to, but then the PPSA just started firing. Now the Maxim as well, but suddenly turned around, so I think the Sturmgrenadiers might get out of that. Both Fonteviki around, and several Volkssturm around still. But they're not just going to match up against the PPSHs on these Fonteviki. Oh, good MG42 here on one Sturmgrenadier though to provide some support. And that's it, Fonteviki. Very nice. Soviets are taking over the church in the center, but the Wehrmacht is able to assault it now, I think. They can get some good shots in. You also have a Lieutenant arriving here with some Gewehr 43s. Over see the front line. Soviets had to pull back a little bit. Roadblocks never got finished. Oh, we also have guards coming in, and looks they are going for the assault guards, which I think is the correct choice. This environment. They are actually very good for urban combat. They are getting PPSHs and flamethrowers. So a perfect combination for urban. Very nice. So I guess I was wrong. The tank commander might actually be a good choice because of that unit. You also barely see the assault guard utilized that much. But they are very good urban fighters, so perfect for it. Let's see. Germans set up here with their forward HQ. Risky, but if they can hold it, it's definitely going to help them. If they get pushed back, it can be very costly. It's the only thing with the Waffen-SS. Also, your MG42s with 100 rounds. Unique upgrade to Grenadiers if you're playing as Infanterie. Not a lot going on down here. Soviets are preparing for a push up here towards the the Waffen-SS, I mean. Ooh, we have a flanker from the assault guards. Throwing a grenade assault. I don't think the Germans are prepared. Oh, that's painful to watch. Very good player from the Soviet Union. We have a Maxim down here, and Maxim is also opening fire here on the Germans. That'd be a very difficult approach for the Germans, especially with Soviet troops coming down here to intercept. Meanwhile, the Soviets are preparing to push up here. I guess they want to take out this... oh, Molotov! Very good Molotov at that. And then the Fonteviki flank around. Ooh, that might be a Sturmgrenadier. Yeah, there he goes. Fortunately, for the Germans, the Soviets got grabbed the weapon because they already have full of weapon slots. But it's a weapon they can recover if they can push these Fonteviki back. Oh, the Soviets are trying to cut off the Germans down here. Artillery going in, hitting the building with the Maxim, destroying it. The Soviets are flanking in this side. It was an MG42 by the looks of it. Forward HQ set up here by the Germans. Oh, but flamethrower and the PPSH is open up. I don't think the Germans want to stay there for long. Especially with the flamethrower available for the Soviet Union. Fonteviki is still holding up here with their PPSHs. But we have the Sturm Pioneers flanking here with their MP40s. But the PPSH is just being too powerful. Good job at the PPSH there. Fonteviki should not be underestimated. They're not conscripts after all. They're actually professional soldiers. T70 down here. Lieutenant might not get out of this one alive. They should probably just start ripping into the building with the flamethrower, I'd say. Oh, we also have the Luftlander call in. Unique battle group available to Infanterie. Basically, I believe I was told it was a regiment or division that could easily be relocated by airplane to get to the various fronts. So like a rapid response kind of thing. Oh, good grenade though, so they have to pull back immediately. Let's see, Soviets are still pushing out here, really proving their prowess and just being everywhere on the front line. Oh, demo charge being set up here by the Sappers, very nice. T-70 went down to a Panzerfaust. Held the knight at forward HQ to the Germans. Let's see if they're gonna activate it, of course. But so long as they just keep it alive, the more battle groups that could be called in time. There we go. That's gonna deny it to the Germans. Oh, MG4 200 rounds grabbed here by the conscripts. That's a very good trophy. Gonna help their survivability. You have a Maxim coming up here for the Soviet Union. For the Shock Army, Volkssturm are trying to get close. They might have to get to an angle where they can throw a grenade. Holds up in their path. Oh, they get inside the building there. Apparently you can enter that building from that side. Button flash inside the building though. That Maxim might die. Okay, that seems a little bit bugged. I guess that's not a building model we see very often or something. I suppose in an urban map you'll see a lot of building models we're not used to seeing. Several German infantry preparing to push though. We do have shock troopers with full PPSH with drum magazines. These guys are absolutely lethal. As you'll see, they'll suppress and they'll kill you rapidly in close range. Good grenade though. And I might actually just make them die. So, you losing a Volkssturm to kill a shock trooper? Definitely worth. Stormtroopers arriving here for the Waffen-SS. Elite assault infantry available to all Waffen-SS commanders. Looks like the Soviets are losing a lot of units on the shock flank. But the Soviets are pushing up very hard on the other flanks. Double machine guns opening up here. It looks like the Germans are setting up to hold this part of the town now. Or city, rather. Yeah, because the Germans have lost a lot of units on all the other flanks. Also, a machine gun set up inside the church. Looks like it's a Maxim. Luftlander might not get out of there. Throwing a grenade. Hits the building, though. Marksman rifle Fonteviki down here. Also have a Panzerjäger. Not sure that's the correct choice here, but I suppose they're preparing in case of our vehicles. Always wise to be prepared. You never know, but I don't think shock is geared for vehicles at the moment. They've kind of suffered a lot of losses early, and shock can be very costly. Oh, good incendiary grenade, though. Good with the Blenkorber as well. But the Germans also pushing down here with flamethrowers sent out to the Luftlander. And some Sturmgewehrs to the Fallschirmjägers from the Luftlander. Oh, actually, these are not the Luftlander. They just arrived with the Luftlander. I forgot what these guys are called. Oh, we also have some motor guards with double DPM to hold down the streets. Oh, the Soviets are cutting off the Germans. Oh, this is not good for the Germans at all. I don't think any of the Soviet commanders have closed the pocket, though. Because if they're close to pocket, they could completely annihilate the Waffen-SS player at the moment. Of course, they don't. And I don't think they would have the command points for it at this point anyway. So it's preparing more units. Shock troopers are still trying to hold on. We also have the 3rd SS veterans. Unique elite unit you can get if you're playing as propaganda. We only have one of them at the field at a time. We also have a flak half-track coming in. German pioneers are trying to locate to try and stop this, but Soviets keeping an eye on the points. This is very bad for the Germans being cut off like this. They're basically not getting any resources. Maxim the Church is cutting out this Volkssturm. Yeah, dying cold in the street. Well, the other German player is trying to push. They actually are getting some territory. Soviets are trying to dig in, though. Very cool Fallschirmjäger squad. I rarely see these guys because of the battle groups. And yeah, it's very hard to take this point where there's a conscript with an MG42 holding it. But they are getting up behind cover there. But they're still suppressed. They're doing their best though. They get cut down. Here comes the Storm Grenadiers. No, that's the Stormtroopers. And with Sturmgewehr still cut them down. I can actually grab that LMG 42 one of the rounds. That might be a very good upgrade for them if they stand still. And indeed they are. That's actually going to be very good for them. Here's the Flak half-track. Germans are still holding on. Germans have managed to push down to the fuel here. But the Soviets are just outflanking them. Yeah, this stolen Cisco is not going to do much. The Fallschirmjäger is actually going to die because of it, because they were the unit that was used to grab it. Leutnant is going to have to fight very hard here. I don't think he can hold too many Russians coming his way. Stu-42 coming out though, that's going to help in urban environments, I think. I think that's kind of what it was designed for. At least the earlier Sturmgeschütz were. Or Sturmhaubitze. We also have the Stormtroopers coming in now for the Infanterie. One of their unique units. I believe there was talk about changing them. To not be capped at 1 anymore because of they can no longer call in artillery. Although the tooltip has not been upgraded, so or updated. Would be cool to give like them an assault-oriented units instead of just the Jaegers with the long-range infantry. Black half-track driving around. Soviet shock does not have a lot of armor, so the Black half-track should do a pretty good job in the open, at least on the road. That's a lot of automatic firepower from the Soviet Union, though. Stormtroopers have to relocate quickly. I think they realize what's going to happen shortly. We're going to have a little bit of engagement here. Black half-track gets it up. You can't see anything from this angle though, they're waiting for something around the corner. Here's the Stormtroopers with the MG42 though. Ooh, Flak half-track is being very aggressive here. Oh, good shot! This unit is underappreciated. The Flak half-track is actually really good at dealing with infantry. It's hitting a lot of the urban cover. Ooh, shock troopers nearby though. They want to try and take out that Flak half-track. This close, that's not easy. Satchel charge, but they can just drive back. The shock troopers are forced back again. And with the southern flank, we had the Luftlande with some MP-34s, I think. Pushing in here towards the Frontovigi. I think Frontovigi is going to win that due to the SVTs. No, the MP-34s could win. Yeah, the MP-34s won out. Okay. Don't underestimate some machine guns, but here comes the assault guards with PPSHs and a flamethrower. Pulling them down in seconds. We do have the Stu here, but the Soviets have a lot of weaponry prepared in urban environments. I don't think the Stu is going to get far. Yeah, trying to flank around with an AT grenade. This is the dangers of urban combat, everyone. Stuff like that can happen. Like, these assault guards are really good at their job. That's a Stu taken out. And the Fox Grenadiers are not going to do anything against... Well, actually, got some pretty good shots there until the PPSA just started ripping. Oh, good booby trap, killing 3 of the assault guards. Oh, Flak half-track on taking out. I missed that. What took it out? Cis gun by the looks of it. Okay. Both sides have suffered very heavy losses, actually. Ah! Yeah, I forgot. Tank gets this as well. Perfect urban vehicle. The KV-8. Soviet heavy flamethrower tank. That should certainly be a problem for the Germans to deal with. And the German infantry definitely needs to get some replacement units out. We also have a medic squad to do the healing instead of just the upgrades. Just standing around ready to administer medical attention to any units that come back. Probably talking about how the war's almost over. And how what they're going to do after the war when Germany capitulates or something. Because it's already looking kind of bleak at this point. Very bleak. We are like in the late war. MP4 is being handed out to the Volksgrenadiers. No Sturmgewehrs anymore. Guess they're running low on munitions. But the MP40 is not a bad weapon either. It's very cheap and very reliable. So we have a little bit of a lull in the fighting. But Savage moving into that building. Oh, stormtroopers are being auto-hold fired in an ambush position.
Ready for action.
Water shells going out here.
Yes, comrade.
Shock troopers moving up. They're definitely going to have to be the first target. Oh, there's a minefield! They're just waiting. Very good to be very patient with the stormtroopers. They're very good for ambushing. It's kind of what a lot of German units are good for, especially for the Waffen-SS. The Soviets are getting a lot of units here. Except another mine almost killing them. And now they're going to open fire by the stormtroopers killing them. That is very good play right there. Very impressive. Meanwhile, the southern flank, we have the Volksgrenadiers moving back again. Where's the KV-8? Here's the KV-8. I feel this is going to be a huge problem for the Germans, because I don't think the Wehrmacht has any vehicles at the moment. They are getting another Stu, but I don't think that'll do much. We do have a Panzer IV J in the northern flank for the Waffen-SS. Until we call in, looks like it's not doing a lot. That was trying to hold here, but the Stormtroopers still doing long-range fire. Volksgrenadiers moving up on the church. They get the Brandflasche off. Which might do enough damage on the Maxim, who knows. But the crew is still getting shots in. And Maxim cleared. And here comes all the assault guards, I mean. That is a lot of assault guards. Ooh, and the stormtroopers nearby are not going to be prepared for freaking KV-8s. They're gonna get burned in seconds. This is a terrible, a terrifying urban combat vehicle. The Germans are not prepared for this at all. He tries over their own fire though, slowing it down, only briefly. E-5476 coming up behind us. I think the Panzer IV J has to relocate quickly. I think it realizes they need to take out this KV-8. As this flank is getting overrun pretty damn fast. Yeah, so the Waffen-SS is spreading out its defense. They have been able to keep the shock stuck in this little corner, so they're doing something. KV-2 coming in. Wouldn't call that a good urban combat vehicle, but what do I know? I'm not a military commander. Ooh, we have the assault guards coming up here to preparing for the ambush. They might get spotted though. I think the Germans know they're there.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
Also, the KV-8 has switched its gun. Probably not what I do, but grenades going out. Volksgrenadiers are gonna die. Stu hits the bus. KV-8 is trying to get close here with his 45mm gun. Got a penetration. There's a Panzerjäger nearby though. Got a good shot in. Stu took another critical hit. Panzer IV J got a good shot in on the KV. And KV-8 gets taken out. Mobility lost on the Stu, however. It's gonna get demobilized here shortly. E-5476 flying up through the streets. And the shock army is still not doing much. I guess they're waiting for that KV-2 to arrive. Driving very hard up through the streets. Such a big beast. And clumsy beast at that. Germans don't have any Panzerschrecks though, and they have no packs. We do have Panzer IV J, but going up against the KV-2, that's a little bit of a hard sell for the crew, I think. Panzer IV J driving around. Motor guards holding up inside that building. We also have some Volkssturm Panzerjäger moving around. Barbed wire was laid. Oh, good shot there by the Panzerfaust on the T-44. Its engine is burning. You're loading a heat shell. Oh, that's a fragmentation shell, my bad. Always hard to differentiate them sometimes. The Wehrmacht is definitely taking a lot of losses here that has to try and recuperate. Assault guards went in instead to take up the spot. Probably just as a distraction. I guess the Panzer J is trying to hunt down for the T-34, but they might be able to back off here safely. And Germans are securing some ground again, though. Panzer swing around as well. Not sure what they'll do. Tiscon has arrived. Very barely crewed, though. Doesn't penetrate. And it's crew is gonna get cut down by the Volksgrenadier. And looks like the Germans are getting some job done, some stuff done at least. The KV-2 gonna do anything. We actually have a major arriving here for the shock army to coordinate from the front. As he's tired of hearing that his troops are not getting any ground. So he's here pressing himself. Probably a veteran of many grisly battles, as you can tell by the portrait down there with an eye patch. What's going on here? Oh, that's just the Soviet retreating off the map. Like a weapons team, I think, on the minimap. A little bit curious what I was about. I was thinking like a wide flank, but no, that was not happening. We also have the Tiger is arriving for the propaganda tactics. Panzer J here. Took a shot, didn't penetrate. Tiger is still dying around. The Battleladung took out some of these buildings. Germans are getting both munitions points now, or we're about to. Assault guards getting cut down by the Volksgrenadier. Grenade might kill them though. Only one guy survives. They need to pull out. Oh, Panzer IV J took a big shot there from the CIS. Oh, the Germans also preparing Riegel mines. Good to see. Trying to mine up the streets in case they get pushed back again. Tiger Ace and Untersturmführer running around. Falling down some kind of artillery. Light artillery, that is.
What are your orders?
Those are the veterans who hold up inside this large building at the moment and waiting for something to happen.
What do you need?
Here comes the German artillery.
Men, on me.
The Soviets gonna move. Doesn't look like it. There we go. Oh, one mate still took some big shots, almost killing him entirely. This also got cleared.
Silenced one of our anti-tank guns.
KV-2's gonna take a shot. Nope, doesn't fire. And now the Tiger Ace knows there's a KV-2 around. I think the shock army needs to prepare that KV-2 for something. They need to use it. We have a T-45 arriving here for the tank army. Germans also making a push down here again. With a bunker set up here with a Dushka. Who is also keeping an eye on the streets. Panzer IV J command tank around for the infantry. Volksturm Panzerjägers are sneaking up through the street. T-34 on the move. It's gonna be in range of the Volksturm Panzerjägers. Because they're gonna do the Panzerfaust assaults, where they all free fire Panzerfaust. There we go, like that. That's how you use them. Ooh, Dushka position is being shot at here. Stormtroopers holding down the streets. Stu moving up as well. I think the Germans are preparing for some kind of big counter-assault here. Don't think the Soviets are prepared, because the shock army is being very immobile. Oh! Yeah, setting up a howitzer though. A lot of shots could get stuck on buildings though. In an urban environment. The Stormtroopers are gonna get overrun here. Forcing them back. Grenade though. Killing the guards. A very good retreating action there from the stormtroopers. On the north flank, we have the Tiger is making a move. KB2 took a shot. KB2 might go down. He manages to back off. Incendiary high explosive hits something on the map. It's not very good when there's a lot of cover around, as the shell can get stuck on a lot of stuff. Stormtroopers moving up as well. These are the ones with the 100 round MG42, I think. Oh, the Howitzer firing very close range here. That guy is trying to move to avoid being hit. Oh, just behind the Tiger. Stormtroopers keep moving. Gewalt Ladung in the way. They get destroyed by the KB2, but mobility lost in the KB. Tiger can just drive up and kill it. It takes a long time to reload this thing. There it goes.
Standing by.
Yeah, one shell hits the building. That's the problem of using artillery in an urban environment. Now the southern flank, what's the Wehrmacht doing? Still trying to hold back the tank army. Looks like both sides are being very threatening on one flank. But the shock army is definitely having the hardest time of it, I think.
The enemy has taken our supply.
At least for now. That Howitzer is definitely being threatened now by the Volkssturm. Just opening fire with their Kar-98s. And their squad leader with the Volkssturm gewehr. But the Soviet armor is starting to slowly roll into this part of the city. And I think the Wehrmacht is somewhat exhausted, but they're getting a lot more infantry out to try and supplement. Oh, and looks like the shock army player left. Well, that kind of sucks. But I guess at this point they just did not feel like playing anymore. Volkssturm grabbing the Howitzer. Our battle has gone long enough now with a lot of action. I think it's fine to just keep casting this despite one player dropping. Yeah, but the Soviet AI is going to cheat and get a lot of extra units, which could actually apply some pressure. Also turning around to get ready to fire to the Soviet base when it's ready to fire again. I don't think that's going to happen though once the Soviet AI spots it. KB8 driving up here in the streets. KB8 is definitely going to be a problem. It looks like several T-34s got taken out. We also have the shock tank major around. Probably not the place he wants to be. Flamethrower here on the Pioneers. Force the major back. Here's the KB8 getting around the corner. Yeah, Germans have to retreat immediately upon seeing that. I also did get cleared out as I imagined. Not sure what the Soviet AI will do from here, but I suppose we'll keep an eye on the Soviet tank AI. Not AI, but Soviet tank player. Ooh, we do have a Panzerjäger from the Wehrmacht trying to get on the flank here. That is really the dangers of urban combat, everyone. Panzerfaust. Oh, there we go, they got it. That's why you always need infantry by your tanks. The Soviet AI is going to try and push up aggressively as it always does. But it's going to be very easily cut down too, I think. MG42 inside the building there from the Germans. Oh, we also have the shock engineers now from the AI, using the hand mortar.
Shock troops have arrived.
And more shock troops being called in by the AI. We do have a T-45 here from the Soviet player though. And some is also here in this habitational area. I don't think these veterans are gonna last forever with all that Soviet fire coming our way. They're holding for a long time though. Syscon in the German hands, opening fire. Manned by some Volkssturm. Let's see, we need more to see more movement. Let's see, Tiger Ace is moving down the streets here. I think that 85 does not want to go down that street. And having an AI in one's team is gonna suck. Although the Soviet AI can be very aggressive, it's just an AI, and AI makes very stupid mistakes. That's kind of the big thing about the AI, then it's not very smart.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
Good Flammenwerfer, but it's not enough against the shock troopers, evidently. 85 going down here, that's gonna get killed. Oh, doesn't penetrate! Panzerfaust though. Misses! But the 85's not getting any shots in Panzerfaust though. 185 out. Oh, I don't think they can reload in time. No, it couldn't. That was very close right there. Never change to APCR or another shell mid-battle. You want to do it before you engage, because it resets your reload, by the way, if you're wondering. Heat shell loaded there. Doesn't penetrate. And the Tiger once again just proving to itself to be a monster right here in the streets. Yeah, I think the last Soviet player should probably just surrender at this point. There's no reason to keep fighting. And yeah, it ends. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this battle in downtown. And I'll see you in the next time, everyone. Bye-bye.